Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and continuing my series, The Lost, in which I discuss lesser known, more obscure movies that I think deserve to be seen. Today, I want to talk to you guys about Michael Mann's The Keep from 1983. And as many of you know who are familiar with my channel, I'm a huge Michael Mann fan. I've loved pretty much all of Michael Mann's movies. Heat in particular was a big impact movie for me. I actually did a video about impact movies a ways back, so for a more lengthy discussion of my impact movies or movies that had a big impact on my life, go check out that video. But Heat was definitely a big impact movie for me, and it made me want to watch all the other Michael Mann movies to check out Michael Mann and see, what else he's been doing. So I watched Manhunter, I watched Thief, I loved those movies, and perusing, I'm sure, his IMDb profile one day, I come across The Keep, which is categorized as a horror film. So here I am thinking, hey, here's this guy who's made these great crime dramas. Let's see what he can do for the horror genre. So go down to my local mom and pop video store. They have The Keep on VHS. I rent it, I bring it home, pop it in the VCR. And 90-something minutes later, I have no clue what I just watched, what I just witnessed. That previous 90-something minutes, I had no idea. The movie did not make one iota of sense to me. So I took it out, I returned it, and I didn't think about the movie or talk about the movie for many, many years. And it was, as I've gotten older, I've heard more about that movie and I've thought more about that movie, and I've wanted to revisit that film. The problem is the movie has never gotten an official DVD or Blu-ray release in the US, and that is partially because of writer-director Michael Mann, who has disowned the movie. He doesn't like the movie. He doesn't want it released. So I had to get a bootleg of the movie, and I watched it recently, and it's an interesting movie. It's a very, very interesting film. The plot is World War II. The Germans have gone to the Carpathian Alps to occupy this keep, to keep a keep. For whatever reason, I have no idea. I don't think they explain it in the film. They're just holding it down in this keep. They discover that they have unleashed an ancient evil that is draining them of their life forces one by one and wants to escape out into the world. We discover that the keep was actually built not to keep people out, but to keep something in. And the movie, the movie's messy. The movie's not perfect. The movie is muddled, I think, to be kind. Michael Mann's original cut of the film was over 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. The theatrical cut of the movie, which only got a very limited theatrical release, is like 96 minutes. I have no idea. 2 extra hours of this movie. I have no idea. Maybe in that 2 hours, somewhere they actually sit down and sort of explain what's going on in the film. I don't, I have no idea. I don't know. But yeah, the film only got a very, very limited release from Paramount. And if you've seen the trailer for the film, clearly they had no idea, much like everybody else, what the movie was about or how to market it. But they were like, oh, we can't release this at 3.5 hours. Cut it down to 90 minutes and just get it out there in select theaters and just see what happens. And the movie was pretty much panned critically, commercially. But over the years, it's picked up its own sort of cult audience. I think mostly because of just how strange it is. Because of just how odd it is. And odd it is. Odd it is. What I like about the movie is, first and foremost, the cinematography is beautiful. The movie looks beautiful. It's beautifully bleak. It's got this gothic feel about it. The keep itself is really more like this, almost this gothic castle. Think of Dracula's castle from like a Hammer film. That's almost kind of what it's like. Long, dark, fog-laden corridors. Just this sort of maze-like structure. The movie looks great. The atmosphere is great. It's got, like I said, just this almost palpable sort of atmosphere. It's almost like the smoke and the fog is coming through the television, onto you. It's just a palpable sort of atmosphere. I really like the score to the film as well. It's a Tangerine Dream score, but it's not sort of your typical Tangerine Dream score. I think it's a very dynamic Tangerine Dream kind of score. Usually with that score, or a Tangerine Dream score, within a second of hearing it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Tangerine Dream. Here, they do have some of the typical sort of tropes of a Tangerine Dream score, but they just kind of seem to pull out all the stops and just broaden it, and it's very sort of modern yet gothic, which I thought was really cool. So I really like the score there. Phenomenal cast. Scott Glenn, Jürgen Prochnow, Ian McKellen, Gabriel Byrne. Fantastic cast. Fantastic cast in the movie. The acting is good in the movie. The novel that the movie is based on is about a vampire. It's about vampires. Michael Mann decided not to go the typical vampire route and made the villain, he absorbs your life force. And the villain looks like, I don't know how to explain it. If you Google The Keep, you'll see him. He pops up. He's got red eyes, glowing red mouth. He looks like he's made out of stone. Not sure what he's about. He just wants to get out of the Keep and just go out into the world and I guess just suck people dry. Suck as many people dry as he possibly can, I guess. I don't know. Not a lot of backstory with him. But, great atmosphere, great score, really great cast. The story, again, I didn't understand it when I was a kid. I really don't understand it here. I understand Michael Mann wanted to make a fairy tale for grown-ups. And he does that. It's very dreamlike. It's very sort of almost stream of consciousness. It's very moody. It's very atmospheric. It's very dreamlike. And that's great. I think as long as you've got control of what's going on, and I don't think he had control of what was going on. And the movie was plagued with production problems, etc., going on behind the scenes. So it was only Michael Mann's second film, theatrical film. And maybe he just kind of bitten off a little more than he could chew. The movie, as I said, it does kind of drag. It is muddled, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But what it does do right, like I said, that score, that atmosphere, the great ensemble cast, I think really makes the movie worth watching. And the fact that it's just so odd. The fact that it is such a nightmare. It's nightmarish, it's dreamy, it doesn't make sense. And I don't know, maybe that's what he wanted there too. I would be very interested to watch the 3.5 hour version. Now, I'd probably have to break it up into like hour increments. It would take me like, a good 3 sittings to finish it probably. But I would love to see the 3.5 hour full director's cut and just see what didn't make it into the film and see, where the movie went in those additional 2 hours. I would love to see that. I do recommend The Keep. If you guys can get your hands on The Keep, I actually think it's streaming. It was on Amazon Prime and it was on Netflix for a while. I don't know if it still is, but check those out and sit down and give it a watch. It's so odd. I think if you're in the right frame of mind and you just want an odd, off the wall, dreamy, atmospheric, moody kind of movie, you'll probably have fun with The Keep. You'll probably enjoy it. Yeah, so if you've seen The Keep, please let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. If you haven't seen it, go check it out and come back and let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. As always, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Take care. And until next time, peace.